Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Kay and I hope that you like my video. I hope that you stick around. If you do, you can hit like and subscribe, and my social media is in the description box below. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about equal pay. This week we had Equal Pay Day. I think it was Friday. We had Equal Pay Day, and I know that I have talked about I don't believe that women should work and have families at the same time. Now, that does not mean that I don't believe that women should work, because I do. And I truly think that a woman doing the same job as a man should get paid the same amount. I know that it's a controversial issue right now. I totally understand that, but it shouldn't be. One thing my husband and I, JR and I, have talked at length about is about gender roles. And I think that aside from a physical or personal relationship, I don't think that there should be a difference between men and women. I don't think that there should be a box on an employment application. There shouldn't be a box that says man or woman. There shouldn't, because that should matter. That should not matter at all. If a woman is applying for a job that typically goes to a man, then she knows, if she's applying for the job, she knows the risk of that job. And I don't think that it should matter whether it's a man or a woman. I think that a woman should be given every opportunity that a man is given. I think that a woman should be able to make just as much as a man. I know our society doesn't think that. I get that. And I don't think that women should work while they're having children. But I still think that women deserve the right to make the same amount as a man. I do. I also think that a man should be able to take maternity leave or paternity leave. If they have a child, if they adopt a child, or if their wife has a child, and they should be able to take paternity leave, and they should be able to stay home and bond with the child like a mother typically does. I don't think that should be a difference. I don't think a man should have to I don't think a man should have to give up their relationship with a child just because they have a job, just because they work. A man should be given paternity leave. And especially if a man decides that they want to take care of the child, let their wife work and have a career, then the man stays home, I think the man should be given that opportunity. I think they should have that right. And in our society, a man is not given that right. They're not. A man is typically not given paternity leave if their wife or their partner has a child, or if they adopt a child. They're not given that option. And we talk about today, in today's society, that we want to have an equal footing as far as men and women, but we don't. We know this from the pay gap. We know this from benefit gaps, because typically a man's benefit package is different than a woman's. I worked as a CPU or as an accountant for many years, and the men in the office would get better packages than women. Women always got family packages, whereas men got to choose, which I don't think that's right. A woman should get to choose as well. So I do believe that men and women should have the opportunity to be equal. I also, like I said before, on a job application, I don't think there should be a box that says man or woman. I don't. I think that aside from a physical relationship with another person, a personal relationship, sex or gender should not matter. It should not matter. A man can walk down the street without a shirt on, but a woman can't, because it's distracting to men. But it can be distracting to a woman if a man walks down, a nicely built man walks down the street without a shirt on. So why is it different? Women were given breasts to feed our children. That is why a woman has breasts. They have mammary glands in their breasts to feed their child. And it shouldn't be considered obscene for a woman to show her breast. It's only obscene because men find it attractive, because men find it sexy. But that shouldn't be the case. women should have just the same amount of rights as men do. Women should be given the opportunity to walk down the street without a shirt on if it's hot outside. I live in southern Louisiana, and believe me, it gets hot. It gets very hot here. And there's times now, because of my weight issues and because of my body image issues, I wouldn't do that. But I don't think that women should be looked down upon because it's 100 degrees outside and they're sweating from every pore of their body. They want to take off a shirt while they're doing yard work. It shouldn't be a problem. But we have been taught for generations that a woman's body is taboo, and you shouldn't look at any part of a woman's body, and oh God, don't do that. And it's wrong. It shouldn't be wrong. Why is women's body sexualized but men's are not? And it's just not right. I get frustrated with that. You know, we talk in our society, we talk about we want things equal, we want everything to be equal on equal footing, but it's not, and it's nowhere near close to it. Our voting rights this week is something I have been watching, and this is not a sex issue. This is more of a political issue. I know I've been watching what's been going on. Luckily, I live in Louisiana, which is one of the few states that is not trying to limit voter access. And I know I'm getting off onto a different subject, but it still has to do with rights, and it has been frustrating me watching the news and seeing that our country, the Revolutionary War, was fought because we didn't have a say in taxes, in representation in England. The original 13 colonies were not given a say in England as far as taxes and representation. And we were charged, the United States, or the colonies, were charged taxes without being represented. And now our country is trying to make laws so that certain people are not represented in Congress, and they're trying to keep people from voting and making it illegal to give food and water to people standing in line. You know, I just can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my head around the fact that our country was founded on voting rights. It was founded, and we fought wars to ensure voting rights for our people. And now our government seems to think it's okay to take away those rights because it doesn't fit their narrative. And it's just something that I don't understand. I mean, I'm not a big political person. I admit that. But ever since, for the past 3, 4, 5 years, I've been watching a lot of political analysis on all different channels. I don't always agree with every channel that I watch, but I do watch them to see other opinions. And I can't wrap my head around knowing the history of our country. And I guess the racial disparities in our country have never really made a lot of sense to me. Our country was founded on slavery. I know this. I live in the South. We had slavery for a long time in our country, and it was wrong. It was wrong when it was first started. It's still wrong now. There are still some countries in our world that still use slavery, which is not right. My family, I know that I have both black and white in my family. I have Asian, I have Scandinavian, and actually JR and I just this past week did another DNA test through Ancestry that we are looking to get results. We've done one through MyHeritage, a DNA test, and then we're doing another one through Ancestry just to see how accurate the results are. But I know that I have African American, I know that I have I have African, I have Asian, but the majority of my ancestry is Scandinavian. So, which is strange to me because that is not what my family says, but according to my DNA, my first DNA test, that's what it said. So I'm curious to see what this one's going to be. But I know that I have Africans in my family. On my mother's side, we have quite a few Africans through the generations. Now also my mom's side of the family, there was a lot of slave owners as well, which I can't say that I agree with. I mean, I know it was my ancestor, but he had slaves. He had a lot of slaves. My mother's maiden name is Price, and there are a lot of Prices in the Midwest, and it's because my ancestor had so many slaves. When slaves were freed, they took his name because he had so many, and that's why the name Price is so it has so many, both black and white. And actually in some states you will actually find more African American Prices than white Prices. So, and I know this, I have looked at the history of both my family, my mom and my dad's family, so I know this history. It's not something I'm proud of, but I can't change my ancestors. So, but that'll be it for today. Talking about women's rights, and then again voting rights. It kills me right now watching these voting rights, knowing our country's history. We're going back on our history, but that's kind of what we do, especially humans. If we don't study our history, then we tend to repeat it, and it seems to be happening. Hopefully we have enough voices that can stop it, but that'll be for another video. Please like and subscribe. I'll be back on Sunday with an update video. Oh no, on my channel I'll be back with a update video on Sunday. I have a keto cloud bread pizza recipe going up on my channel tomorrow. JR will have his video on Friday. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.